Hello, guys. How are you on today? Guess what time it is? It is story time with Miss Doris. I apologize for getting started late. I had an emergency. I am now at the hospital, but guess what? It's okay. It's all good. So I'm going to go ahead on and get started. I'd like to greet everyone all over the world. I would like to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world, but guess what? You are just in time for story time with Miss Doris. I'm so excited on today. I have an awesome story for us on today. I have a paperback book in which we're going to be reading. And today's story we're going to be reading is Make a Trade Charlie Brown. Make a Trade Charlie Brown. And this is a paperback book in which we are going to be reading on today. Hello and welcome. Our number today we're going to be doing is the number 11. Today's number is the number 11. 1 and 1, number 11. So we're going to go ahead on and count these together. Let's see what these are. Oh, these are little ducks, Mickey ducks. We're going to count number 11. So there should be 7 pictures here, right here on this card. So let's go ahead on. I'm going to count, and then we're going to count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 10 and 11. Now let's go ahead on and count together. Count really loud, guys, so I can hear you. You ready? Set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Good job. Give yourselves a hand. Now let's count without saying the numbers out loud. We're going to say it in our mind. Get ready, set, go. Good job, 11. You did an awesome job. Well, moms and dads, go ahead on and have a seat while Miss Doris read our children a story on today. We're not going to be doing the story time song. So we're just going to go ahead on and get started with our story. Make a Trade Charlie Brown. This is Charlie Brown. He's a manager of a baseball team. They never won a game. He needs to make a change. Lucy is the worst player on the team. I'm thinking of making some changes, Charlie Brown says. What kind of changes? Lucy asks. I'm going to trade some of my players, Charlie Brown tells her. A few trades can make our team much better. That's a great idea, Lucy says. Why don't you trade yourself? Hello and welcome to Storytime. Today's story we're reading is Charlie Brown, Make a Trade. Charlie Brown calls Peppermint Patty. Would you like to trade players? He asks. I don't know, Chuck. She says, the only player you have is the little kid with the big nose. You mean Snoopy, Charlie Brown says. Oh no, I was thinking more of Lucy. Charlie Brown hears a click. Peppermint Patty hangs up on him. The next day, Charlie Brown tells Linus about the phone call. Peppermint Patty only wants Snoopy. I told her no, but maybe I was wrong. Linus is surprised. You would trade your own dog just to win a few ball games? He said. Charlie Brown's eyes grew wide. Win, he said. Have you ever noticed what a beautiful word that is? Win, win, win. The next day, Charlie Brown calls Peppermint Patty. I'll trade Snoopy, he says. Great, Peppermint Patty says. I'll give you 5 players for Snoopy. It's a deal. Charlie Brown hangs up the phone. Good grief, I've traded away my own dog, Charlie Brown thinks. I've become a real manager. Peppermint Patty has the contract ready for Charlie Brown to sign. Charlie Brown is really nervous. Try not to let your hand shake so much when you sign the contract, Chuck, Peppermint Patty says. Charlie Brown has to tell Snoopy, this is hard for me to say. I've traded you for 5 new players. Please don't hate me, Snoopy. Blah. Snoopy replies. Charlie Brown tells Schroeder the news. Schroeder is shocked. You traded your own dog? He said. Does winning a ball game mean that much to you? I don't know. I've never won a ball game. Charlie Brown replies. Linus is upset. I don't even want to talk to you, Charlie Brown, he says. Charlie Brown doesn't say a word. And stop breathing on my blanket, Linus yells. Charlie Brown runs back to Snoopy's doghouse. I was wrong, he says to Snoopy. I could never trade you. Look, the deal is off. He rips up the contract in front of Snoopy. Suddenly, Peppermint Patty appears at his side. She sees he ripped up the contract. I guess you got my message, Chuck, she says. The deal is off. Those players said they would quit baseball before they played on your team. Sorry, Chuck. I hope you're not too angry. Peppermint Patty said. I'm crushed, Charlie Brown says, but he doesn't really mean it. He's thrilled, so is Snoopy. Snoopy is so happy, he starts dancing. Meanwhile, Peppermint Patty has a problem with her team, too. Marcy is her right fielder. She is as bad as Lucy. I hate baseball, Marcy shouts. Peppermint Patty calls. Charlie Brown with an idea. I'll trade you Marcy for Lucy, she says. Great, Charlie Brown says. I'll trade Lucy for anyone. You traded me for Marcy, Lucy says. You made a terrible deal. Marcy is awful. No, it's a good idea. It's a good deal, Charlie Brown says. Peppermint Patty threw in a pizza. Marcy loves being on Charlie Brown's team. There's just one problem. She never leaves the pitcher ground. She likes being close to Charlie Brown. Marcy, you're supposed to be in right field, Charlie Brown says. I'm happier when I'm near you. Charles, Marcy tells him, I've always been fond of you. Lucy isn't working out for Peppermint Patty either. Just keep your eye on the ball, she tells Lucy. So Lucy stares at the ball in Peppermint Patty's hand. It's hard to keep my eye on the ball when you keep moving it around, Lucy says. Later that night, Peppermint Patty calls Charlie Brown. I'll need to take Lucy back, Chuck, Peppermint Patty says. Why? Asks Charlie Brown. Lucy's the worst player I've ever had, Peppermint Patty tells him. But I already ate the pizza. Charlie Brown says, Charlie Brown tells Marcy she's been traded back to Peppermint Patty's team. Marcy is sad. The deal is over. I guess I wasn't much help. Marcy says to Charlie Brown, I didn't score a single goal. Charlie Brown doesn't bother telling Marcy goals are in soccer, not baseball. It's Lucy's first game back on Charlie Brown's team. She's holding an umbrella over her head. A ball bounces off the umbrella. It's not even raining, shouts Charlie Brown. Not yet, Lucy says. Suddenly, it starts to pour. The entire team runs for cover, except for Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is getting soaked, but he doesn't care. His team is back together, and they can't lose the game. It's a rain out. The end. Wow, that was an awesome story on today. I enjoyed reading you guys a live story time story on today. You guys sat so attentively. I appreciate you. Well, remember, if you're not feeling well, always let someone know that you're not feeling well. And mom, dads, nanas, papas, they would take really good care of you. And when you're out and about or playing with your favorite toy, make sure you are washing and sanitizing your hands at all times. Remember, germs are everywhere. Germs are everywhere. And when you're out in public, and when you approach an establishment and they have on their door the sign for you to wear your mask, make sure, guys, you're wearing your mask. Don't take your mask off unless someone tells you to. It's imperative that you wear your mask. In some places, they are still practicing safety first and distancing if you are wearing a mask. I enjoyed reading to you on today. Remember, if you're not smiling on today, I hope when she sees Miss Doris' smile at story time that you guys are smiling on today. Well, I'm so excited. I'm here at the hospital. I am going to be a great auntie. My little niece is going to be here soon. So guess what? We are going to have a new story time follower. I'm so excited. Well, guys, I gotta go now. So remember, if you're not smiling on today, I hope once you see Miss Storytime's smile that you are smiling. Remember, on Wednesdays are our Christian days, and we read a Christian story on Wednesday. Take care. Love you all with the love of God. See you on tomorrow. Don't forget, share Storytime videos with your family and friends, and go over to our YouTube channel where over 700 live videos is housed there when you moms and dads can't read to your children. Take care. I appreciate all of you. Hope you enjoyed today's story. Take care. Remember, don't forget to smile. See you on tomorrow.